welcome to build day for 2026 season 2. It's 7 AM local time. Fortunately, iRacing went back live at 5 AM local time, so I finally downloaded everything and ready to go. I've set up the new widget right here, so you'll finally be able to see the telemetry as I'm driving. So will I, which will be nice. Let's take this new Audi TCR for a few laps of the new St Petersburg track. Just immediately, this track looks really impressive. Whoa. Good start. Do a 19 turn. Initial thoughts are it feels a lot less understeery than previous TCRs felt. Like, considering we're on stone cold tyres, it actually points. It's almost pointing too much. I didn't actually look what setup this is. I assume it's just baseline. Definitely doesn't like braking while turning. I tried to induce some understeer there and very, very mild.
20.312.
Try and go hold it flat. Yeah, still lifting. Really wants to snap there. PCC is coming here in week 3. That is going to be wild. This track is quite intense. The walls are very close.
18.494. Just set your fastest lap of the session. We've got
just get a feeling that everything's right on top of you the whole time. And if you can get a field of 30-ish PCC cars in here. That's a recipe for some shenanigans. Man, it just rotates so much if you just stay on the brake a little bit longer. I just tried braking later and harder just to see how that would work, and it does. The old TCR, the old Audi, used to wobble a bit under braking, and this one, it's still got a little bit of that wobble. Overall, amazing track. It's going to be a lot of fun in certain cars. It's going to be pretty tough to pass, I think. The TCRs all drive like that. That might be a series I might have to do some racing in. Take a wee while to work out how to drive them properly and get up to speed, but that is very, very promising, particularly if they have the contact model like the old ones used to. Anyway, off to try more things. Next up, GTEs, which have been updated at the also updated Barber Motorsport Park. So we're here at the remodeled Barber Park now. I did 5 laps of this yesterday on the medium downforce iRacing setup, and of course with the updates they only have low downforce or high downforce. So we're on the high downforce just to see.
Put in a couple of clean laps to get our fuel data.
So I think yesterday I got down to a 19.7 in this exact same situation. The curbs look a bit faded, which I mean that's probably how they are in real life. I noticed that as a colour change. Much nicer looking curbs and feeling. Previously those curbs were a bit odd. Yeah, the track looks so much better now. A lot of the curbs make sense. There's the spider. They said they were making, well, maybe I didn't read the notes carefully enough, but it seemed like they were going to be making this similar to the GT3 tyre model, which I
2.169.
accept may be realistic, but didn't really align with how I wanted to drive. And I definitely didn't want to race where I spend most of the race just warming my tyres up. But this feels very easy to hop in and just drive straight out of the pits. I think I'm gaining pace as the tyres are warming up, but that's more a case of just getting used to this updated Barber, which is just different to look at, has different reference points. Yeah, this track, it's a big improvement over what it was.
21.03. New fastest lap for you. We've got our fuel use numbers.
And I think if the rest of the GTE crowd drive like this, then that is definitely where I would be going for my GT racing going forward. I mean, it was always a favourite series of mine anyway, but because this is just the iRacing high downforce baseline set and it feels fantastic. You won't often hear me quoted as saying that about a iRacing setup, but this is really nice to drive. Skill issue.
20.335. New fastest lap for you.
Yeah, that is really nice. The cars look good, sound good, drive good. The track looks fantastic as well. So big credit, there's old mate Spider in the background. Real credit to iRacing with what they've done with the GTEs. I hope they do all drive that nice. And I'll definitely be looking to get into that. So another one to check out is the IMSA Vintage updates. I'll just be checking out the GTP, so we'll head to Mosport for that. Okay, so the reason we're at Mosport in this car is last night I was in a New Zealand league I run in. It was a 2-hour race in these cars, so hence I have a reasonable idea of what it felt like at that time. So the setup is the same as what we were using last night, but I've just had to heavily alter it to make it pass tech. And they said these cars would be a lot slower, sort of 6 to 8 seconds a lap, which That's going to be a lot less around a track like this. Like, you'd expect still 3 to 5 seconds, but it's not looking like that. And if you're wondering how that race went last night, you won't see it. I self-spun and wrecked myself. So I'm thinking these things are going to be very, very setup dependent. Because this is feeling very snappy. But that's because I'm using the old set with these new parameters. So the rear ride height was 137 millimeters, and I had to bring it down to under 90.
7.356.
So it's about 2 seconds slower, I think, compared to where I was early in the run last night. I was worried when they said that it was going to be that much slower that it wouldn't have that feeling of power, but it's still very quick in a straight line. It's still quite a handful, which is good. I think you could definitely make the handling better if you knew what you were doing with building a setup, which has always been my area of weakness.
Just set your fastest lap position.
I'll be interested to see what the community come out with in terms of building setups that make these handle a bit better. And so I won't be doing laps in the Audi, but the good thing is that apparently they've found a gearbox for that thing, because it was always full of neutrals. Yep, she's still difficult to drive, which is really good to see. I was worried it might be neutered a bit. Not really doing KSR proud with this bit of driving, but yeah, that is still retains a lot of difficulty, which is the main thing for that car. Still got plenty of power. I can see that it will drive nice when you build a setup accordingly, and the good thing with that community is that the members do freely share all the sets that all the top guys are using, and everyone sort of contributes to that. So if you haven't tried this series, I would recommend it. It's pretty hectic, but that should be slightly less hectic with these cars being slowed up just a touch, and the Audis are now being able to find a gear instead of constantly missing gears. So the last new thing to test out is the Dodge Ram truck. So we'll go to Phoenix, just because they've just raced there recently in real life. So here we are in the Dodge Ram. One for all you left turners out there. If this was a Dodge Viper, I'd be pretty damn excited. I think this does mean quite a lot to a lot of you who enjoy turning left.
Give us a few clean laps to get our fuel numbers.
Looks like every other truck, I think. Been a long time since I've tried a truck on an oval. Got to take that dog leg. And the trucks are a lot easier to drive than most other oval cars. I mean, of course, it's hard to be properly quick, but in terms of just driving and fighting, oversteer, and there's not really much to do here. It's not really fighting the wheel. But nothing looks particularly out of place or radically different in this one. Hello, Mr. Cactus.
28.187.
Nice ram across the grill there. Yeah, that's a wee snapshot of the new content, 2026 Season 2. I think the TCRs are what probably surprised me the most. Normally they refuse to turn, but that car, even on cold tyres, had rotation. Almost too much rotation. And once it warmed up a bit, yeah, it made a lot of intuitive sense to drive. Yeah, it was very, very surprising. GTE drove fantastic. Highly recommend that series. And IMSA Vintage, once the community works out how to build sets for it, I would highly recommend giving that series a shot if you haven't done so yet. That's those who like a challenge, because both cars, even though they've been altered this season, they will still present quite a driving challenge. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the content, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next one.